Hello and welcome to the Halfmoon podcast.
I know you're very familiar with our work. We've been at this for years.
Oh, just forever. But
Yeah.
yeah, obviously you know who I am. I am Ryan. And this
I'm Drew. Now, Ryan, what are you famous for in the industry?
nothing. So Drew, uh we're here today to try and do an E3 prediction video, more or less. Or not even video, already screwed that up. We're here to do just E3 predictions. So what is something you are looking forward to in E3?
Well,
For Nintendo specifically. We should mention this is specifically Nintendo.
yeah, because we don't give a shit about anyone else.
Well, other companies are fucking boring and terrible. So, Todd Howard, that's all I gotta say.
What? No, you can't make fun of him though. That's a gift. Todd Howard's a gift.
Okay, Todd Howard is a gift, alright. But my point being, we're focusing on Nintendo.
Yes.
So,
First thing that comes to mind, I love Kirby. Hal has been teasing something, and I need Kirby in my life.
listen, love is a strong word. I liked Kirby All, what was it? All Star Kirby
Star Allies?
Star Allies. It was Kirby Star Allies. I liked that game. I wanted so much more from it. And though I've never really played too much of the bonus content, the base game was just so lacking.
Yeah, well, that seems to be the general consensus is compared to the last couple games. It's worth pointing out that you haven't played much Kirby. It's pretty much Star Allies, and we played Superstar like the last weekend.
That's true. Although I don't know if you can count this as a valid experience, but I've seen Let's Plays of like Robobot and
Triple Deluxe?
Triple Deluxe. There was another one I'm trying to remember.
Return to Dreamland?
Yes, I've seen
Yes.
that one.
Those are the three that I will love for all my life.
I would like to eventually play those. I would like to eventually someday dabble into those.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know what I'm really looking forward to, because HAL Laboratory has stated that they want this next Kirby game to be the pinnacle, and now we've caught on to the term next phase of Kirby games.
Yeah, that's I pulled up the article and I forgot they used that specific phrasing. I don't know if they did that with they made some announcement last year kind of alluding to our next Kirby project is gonna be crazy. And that was always weird to me because Star Allies seems so much like a celebration. That was like the Sonic Generations, at least kind of like the Kirby franchise. So after they got all of the the free update waves done for that, and they said, okay, the next one's gonna be bigger. I've not really known what to expect from that. I mean, we can just make this real easy and say, oh, it's gonna be a 3D Kirby game. But will it?
See, that's my worry. Is like, okay, personally, I want a 3D Kirby game. Like that's something that I absolutely want.
Most people do.
Yes, but another problem is Nintendo is known for its surprises in a way, because they avoid taking the easy route on a lot of things. But the thing is, much like, I mean, you haven't played this game, but Paper Mario, the Origami King, a different way is surprising and interesting. Is it good?
Right.
That's the problem. Because I personally liked it, but I found no replayability in that game.
Yeah. And some games are better off for just a one-time experience. I was going to say, too, I was going to interject and say, well, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing, because HAL is not how do I phrase this? They're not developed internally at Nintendo. It's not like EAD or anything. Or R&D. That's wrong. All wrong things. I haven't had my coffee yet, folks. But then I just remembered your specific example of Origami King. That wasn't internally developed either. That's Intelligent Systems. Which means anything even closely related to Nintendo has a good chance of being fucked. By the way, we're big Nintendo fans.
We are. Just despite our protests to a lot of the things Nintendo has been doing.
But see, all that really means, though, Ryan, is that we're not sheep.
No,
or at least
yeah,
we
well,
don't try to be. We're soy boys.
yes.
Through and through. We scream at the, oh, Ridley in Smash. Ooh, ah. But...
And then we don't play as him.
Well, because he sucks.
Well,
I didn't ask for him to suck.
Well, okay.
I'm stuck as playing Pikachu for the 5th game in a row.
And I'm Kirby, but either way. It just, like... I don't know, because I try and view this new Kirby game as like, okay, they obviously want to go big or go home. Never go home. I'm running out of ideas other than 3D Kirby. Like because every Kirby game, for I want to say from my eye at least, from a non-spectator's eye at a distance, has been like, okay, here's Kirby, slap a gimmick on it. It's been like a trope. It's been like, okay, here's the robots, here's the plant monsters, here's this, here's that.
That's how it's been for a little bit. Not always like that, but definitely the last, like... So you could say the last era of Kirby started with Return to Dreamland, and that's when it started coming to fruition. And other games have had smaller gimmicks before. 64 had ability combos, for example, but Return to Dreamland started the, like, big advertisable gimmick. Return to Dreamland's Giga abilities. Triple Deluxe's Hypernova Kirby. Robobot is Get in a Mech. Star Allies is Be Friends.
What's that one on Wii U?
Rainbow Curse?
Yeah, Rainbow Curse is you draw the line.
I consider that more of a spin-off, but sure. I mean, you could still make that point.
No. But it's gimmicky, is the point. It's always
what's
2D.
the next gimmick? Let's assume worst case scenario. What's the next gimmick? What do we do?
Worst case scenario, next gimmick. That's the thing. I don't want to think about the next gimmick because I don't want it to be a gimmick. That's the problem.
Well, because you're smart, but I'm not asking you to be smart right now. I'm asking
That's
you to be
true.
stupid.
That's true.
Like Nintendo does.
Like a you want me to be Big Think Corporation.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
I want your brain to be a graph. Two-dimensional its complexity. A simple line.
For the pinnacle of Kirby games. That's.
I can't. Yeah, you're right. I can't be so cynical about it because they are saying it's gonna be big.
Here's my biggest hope, and I know it's never gonna be a reality or anything, but like.
What you got?
I hate this term because it sounds so nerdy and video gamey, but it's kind of true in a sense. I would like something like Zelda-style Kirby, where it's like you go around and you use your inhale ability to do certain things in a world in a 3D space. That's kind of what like you have to have like equipped like fire abilities to get through certain like ice hazards or something, and you have to use rock to get through
the environment.
Yeah, and like maybe you can have like a companion, like a Waddle Dee or something. You can have like you inhale an enemy and you can have them as like your 2-player or something.
Yeah.
Point being that I would like something, obviously 3D, but I would like something.
You're talking more like adventure-y.
I'm talking more adventure-y, and I'm talking more 3D open. Like, I don't even care if like whatever you want to call it, even if there is a story to it, like linear. I would just like it to not be another 2D gimmick. That's my big point by the end of the day.
It's not a bad idea on paper. Obviously I want them to go 3D because I want them to try it at least once.
It technically did try it once, and it didn't exactly go over well.
I mean, they've kind of tried it a couple of times, but they've never gone through with it. They've never gone through. It's always been, okay, here's Kirby. He can jump.
What is it? The horizontal. No, not horizontal. It's like there's the X and Y, and like they just need to add that Z axis or so.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the most 3D Kirby's ever been was a smaller title on 3DS called Kirby's Blowout Blast, where he can inhale, and the whole game's just about sucking up as much as you can and like spitting it out to deal damage on enemies for
Sounds like a corporate
combos.
boss fight.
Corporate what?
Sounds like a corporate boss fight. Sucking up as much as you can, only to then spit it out at an alarming rate.
That's not a boss fight. That's a pay raise.
That's true. That's very true. That is a pay raise. Yeah, that's... Alright, first joke.
New copy ability, Corporate Kirby. He shows you pie charts. He files the taxes. He gets coffee for the team. He schedules meetings. He sends emails.
Maybe that's going to be what the 3D Kirby is. You're just trapped in an office.
You have to go. You're breaking out of HAL Laboratories.
You're breaking out of HAL Laboratory to try and get to the pinnacle of the Nintendo Mountain.
I'm tired of this capitalist bullshit. Freeware market!
I love it.
I hate it.
Should we move on?
Yeah, I guess.
I think we've said all we can about Kirby.
Yeah, because you've been so vague on it. Do you think we'll see it at E3? I think.
I have my hopes. I'm not gonna lie. I have my hopes.
I think we will.
I think if anything, here's what I'm predicting. Teaser.
Oh yeah.
Just a teaser, not much. Just throw out a teaser, satisfy the people because you've been talking it up. HAL Laboratory has not been quiet about this. They have to show something.
I don't think there's anything in this report saying when we're gonna get news.
The report is based off Nintendo Life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're a really good source of news.
Okay. All right. Well, teaser at best, nothing at worst. You know, it's. I don't think much on what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And you can only guess so much.
Yeah.
Not that that stopped the Smash community.
Listen, we've been a part of that Smash community before. we've been very vocal.
What's it gonna be? Who's the next DLC character in January of 2019? Crash Bandicoot. Okay, it's May 2021. Who's the next DLC character? Crash Bandicoot. Engaging conversation.
Do you actually want to talk about Smash really quick? Just a quick cover, because I think we're kind of destined to see a Smash reveal at E3.
It seems obvious.
I think we're destined to at least see one.
So we get 2 characters left.
Mm-hmm.
I think...
I have 3 predictions. Or 3 contenders, rather.
Contenders?
Like,
you're guessing like a specific character?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even touching that shit, so go ahead.
Oh, jeez. Well, first of all, this is based on the logic of villains making their statement in Smash.
Okay.
So I don't know how it would be done, but I've had my mind on Eggman a lot.
Sorry.
No, it just I listen, Eggman, like, you have Sonic. It is ridiculous to think there is no other representative of Sonic the Hedgehog in there.
Not only does his moveset suck still after 3 whole games, he doesn't even have a second character.
He has a moveset based on the fact that he's, like...
fast. And that's it.
Well, it's like, I get that that's Sonic's whole gimmick, but it's like, he's 3D Sonic. Just make Sonic Classic if you really want to have that moveset, because it's not good.
He's boring to play as, and he's boring to fight against.
We're going to tick off someone I know by saying this, but it's like, I wanted to like him. I wanted to like playing as Sonic.
I used to like him. I just think, like...
He's so limited. It's not fun to play as because it's limited. It's like, your up B sucks. You're just going based off speed, and it's like, okay, that's fine for a few moves. That's every move.
Like, conceptually, he's lacking, and in terms of actual play style, like, yeah, he's a good character. He's almost a little too good. And I complain about a lot of things when I don't have an actual, like, solution. But there's got to be a way of having Sonic be a fast character without him being that obnoxious or boring to fight against, because there's other fast characters in Smash that don't feel quite as obnoxious or stale to fight against. You know, I I have a completely different mood when I'm fighting Sonic as opposed to when I'm fighting Mithra or Fox or Sheik. For some
and
reason,
that's very true in a lot of those circumstances. It just doesn't. It seems like as far as Sonic's moveset, it just doesn't matter.
I think it's the visual flair. I think that's why. I think my brain starts rotting when I just see him curl up in a ball a million times.
Yeah.
For 19 of his moves. When you see like Sheik and Joker doing a bunch of different flips and stuff.
You know what I was kind of pissed off that they didn't add, and I know this is like a dumb, really dumb thing, but it's like, what's that move where I think it's pressing B twice. You press B and then you press it again, and you launch up in the air and do like a homing attack.
Yeah.
Why not just have that as your like air basic move?
Like, probably because it's not a very standard idea for a neutral air, and I think the way that they design those games, they want to keep things basic.
Better idea. Up. That's your up B. And you can control it like Fox's.
Huh. I could get that.
Yeah, like it's not perfect. I'm not saying that that's just gonna be like, one fix isn't gonna fix the whole thing. But like, okay, but anyway,
no, that's the actual E3 announcement. It's just, hey, we're redoing Sonic's moveset, and the next 2 DLC characters are canceled. I will take it. Whatever sacrifice we gotta make, bro.
Now keep in mind, this is just Sonic. There are plenty of other characters that could use a little touch up, but like,
of course.
But like,
so I want to ask you, is Eggman your number 1 pick?
I think he might be. Well, let me talk my way through it, because that's one of my 3. My second is just based. This is not a character I want, but this is a character I see getting in, and it is something like an Overwatch character. Like Tracer from Overwatch or something.
Okay.
I see that because Overwatch 2 is like coming out or something pretty soon. I don't keep track of Overwatch, but like those games are wildly popular. I'm not saying just because it's wildly popular, but it's wildly popular. It
is a potential reason.
It has a lot of interesting characters. There would be a lot of excitement going on, and it would definitely get people who are in the Overwatch community to say, "Oh, that's cool. I think I'll try it." I am not positive on that, but I'm saying that it would definitely be something where the people would look at it and say, another major cross into this gigantic crossover.
No, I do want to fight you on that, because I'm a giant fucking asshole.
That's fine.
But before that,
that's fine.
What is your third character? What's your third character pick? Now that I've had my hairball.
My third character wasn't much of like a character, really. It was more of just like, it's the best way, but I was going to say perhaps Crash Bandicoot, because that's just my prediction. I've been surprised before with Minecraft Steve. I've been shocked and awed before, and I only think Crash Bandicoot because he's been getting a little more popularity these last few years. He's very like cartoony, but not like too ridiculous of a character. Like, I think it is plausible. I'm not really riding on it, but I do think it's one of those possibilities that's in my head where it's like, it very well could be.
Yeah. So, before I turn into an asshole, I do want to point out that you have very patrician taste, my good sir, joining on the Eggman hype wagon.
I have wanted another Sonic representative in Ultimate for a long time. Deconfirmed Knuckles first. Deconfirmed Shadow second. Right. I'm running out of options. I'm not the biggest Eggman guy, but I do think he would be, if anyone, a very good candidate. He's the main villain.
So, we could touch onto that real quick. do you think assist trophies are out? Because they haven't, quote unquote, broken that rule yet. Because there's something I've noticed for all of the reasons that Smash fans will come up with to justify, oh, well, now that Min Min's in the game because she was a spirit, now she's not, that's rule broken. And now fans come up with all of these ways to justify reasons why things can still happen, not deconfirmed yet. But the one thing I haven't heard them use for justification is if they want to bring in an assist trophy, the counter argument is always, but they're an assist trophy. Then what? You just can't summon them? Yeah, that would be the answer because assist trophies and some like Pokemon that you can summon from Pokeballs are already disabled on certain stages. You know Palkia?
Yeah.
You can't summon Palkia through a Pokeball on Spear Pillar. So if I select Knuckles as a character, just take him out of the list of assist trophies that can be summoned behind the scenes. This isn't even difficult. And it's weird to me, kind of, that people haven't picked up on this. I don't think a lot of people realize that's even a thing that Ultimate does. I don't think they realize that like there's some stages where you can't summon an assist trophy. But I always thought if you want some justification for picking an assist trophy as a DLC character, it's been there for you since the day the game launched.
I would say that reality was broken for me last year with Min Min because that ARMS trailer, they were showing everyone, including Springman. And everyone was like, oh, Springman's an assist, it's not going to happen. But they were showing him pretty prominently throughout that trailer, enough to be like, oh, he has a viable chance. Like this isn't being like, oh, well, of course an assist trophy can get it. I'm just saying it's very possible. I'm saying it's that as far as the rule goes, if it's fun to play, if it's interesting to play,
then they'll make it happen.
Yeah, then they'll make it happen. It's no more than we wanted to do it. That's the whole premise.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not going to ever be downgraded to just one minute detail. Like everyone says, oh, Ridley's too big. Yeah.
Right.
Ridley hits the big time now.
When the devs change their minds. That's the thing is we pretend like devs can't change their minds on things.
Mm-hmm.
In the game where Ridley came back. In this specific instance, more than ever. Oh, no, according to Rule 4B, assist trophies can't... Shut up, man!
Yeah,
It's just...
It's not a viable excuse anymore. I think...
And I'm not even saying an assist trophy will happen. I'm just saying, can we stop pretending, one, like there are rules, and two, especially, like we know what they are or would be.
If I was to ever make an assist trophy prediction, can I just say fucking Shovel Knight?
Shovel Knight would... A lot of assist trophies would be cool, man. Alucard?
Of course.
Alucard on their day one.
No, but I would just love Shovel Knight for personal reasons, because I just love Shovel Knight.
Oh, of course.
He's such a good fellow. And plus his 3D model looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
That's the only... Because I think that's why I like Shovel Knight, because I didn't even expect his model to look that good.
Yeah.
It was such a surprise, and then when it's in the game, it's like...
It's really just his sprite in 3D.
Yeah, it works.
So...
At least in my mind.
So let's say that assist trophies can get in. So, in my mind then, there's like 4 Sonic characters that they probably would go with. I say like the 4 big ones, if you're going to pick a second character, would be Tails, Eggman, Knuckles, and Shadow.
Okay.
Now, you could throw in other characters. I see some people say, well, they could do like Metal Sonic for a second. I feel like the 4 I named are probably like in the league of their own.
Yeah.
You could maybe even drop Knuckles out of that list. It'd be weird, perhaps, if Knuckles were just a second over anyone else.
Maybe, but it makes sense because he's
still
the
iconic.
Fighter.
Yeah.
He's the fighter of it, so it would make sense in that respect.
So let's not even limit it to those 4, but like,
What would you do if they? What would you do if they announced Knuckles in Smash, but it was Sonic Boom Knuckles.
I'm just gonna wait for you to move on.
Moving on. Okay, off Smash. I'm going off Smash.
Oh, okay.
Because I think we delved into that enough.
I should point out I don't have any personal predictions because I am so far beyond, and I have been for a long time, the idea of, well, let me see if I can predict who the characters is. And I mean, I have characters that I want. I have a couple, but those will never change. And if they get in, then I'll point it out. But it's just whoever they want. I can't predict this shit.
We should mention also we plan on doing a I don't know about live stream, but more like an E3 like
some kind of
reaction video.
Oh yeah. And then we're getting Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney in Super Smash Brothers. Oh, oh.
On that note, moving on. Is there a topic you'd like to cover? Because I have one I'd like to cover.
For E3, okay. Do you think we're gonna get Zelda Anniversary stuff? Because my fear is that we're gonna get Monkey Pod. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get it during the E3 presentation. That's awesome, and it's gonna take up more than half of the presentation.
No, that's the fear. That's the fear that I'm thinking, but they might play it smart. Like, okay, let's say this is the 2018 Direct where it was mostly Smash. Let's say it starts out with Smash trailer, not Smash. Smash trailer first, followed by teaser of Kirby mixed in with other game. Then you have your I'm trying to think of some clever like Hyrule showcase, like something like that. You have something to really show it off. I'm not trying to be mean. I would like it. I would be fine with it, but if it's not very informative, I wouldn't.
So, I mean, obviously, I'm a huge Smash fan, and now I've tied you up and chained you up into the Smash fan basement where we all have to be contained.
It started at a Wendy's.
Through my sheer hype.
Yeah.
Wendy, what?
It started when we had that really deep conversation at Wendy's about Smash. That'll be for future reference.
Are you talking about the Grinch League?
Yes.
Oh no, I meant before that. Like.
No, but I would say that was where I really like invested myself in being like, whoa.
Into the thing that was super fucking fake.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Into like all these theories and hypotheticals and everything.
So for 2018, most of that presentation was Smash, and I loved all of it. I hated that that's how E3 was.
Okay.
Because not only did they linger on the game for way too long and include stuff that were basically patch notes.
Yes, that's true.
It just dragged on too long. And everything else in that Direct was really cool. Wish there were more variety. I don't care if it's my favorite game. It's not taking up half of the presentation. The whole point is variety. So I especially wouldn't want with something I'm less invested in, much less Zelda. I'm hoping that they find a balance. Let's say that the presentation is like 45 minutes long. 15 max, and that's already pushing it for me.
Yes.
10. 8 to 10.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, here's an idea actually that I thought of. It's what if they went a little safer? What if they just presented like, I don't know, a Zelda All-Stars, like Zelda 3D All-Stars or something similar.
Yeah.
And they presented that. It took 5 minutes. Then they announced, okay, these games are coming but as their own thing. And we're not remastering them or doing anything with them. And this will all be discussed later at a future date.
So it's like a teaser for a future...
Perhaps a more, like how we used to have Smash Directs, a Zelda Direct.
Yes.
Something like that.
I think that's actually a cool idea.
Future date.
Because that way you give the Zelda fans something, and it's not just, hey, you're getting more. It's we're telling you what you're going to get, and we'll give you the details later. So it's still hype for everybody.
I think of this because Mario technically had their Mario 35th anniversary direct type thing. They had their video, and I think that Zelda, as the literal running competitor for Mario, would be perfect for its own direct.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get one, no doubt. But I really like the idea that we get some substantial announcements at E3 and the details later.
Yes.
I think that's the perfect balance. It's not just leaving Zelda fans high and dry until August, but it's not half the direct is just Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
Like, listen, okay, I love even just thinking about Breath of the Wild 2. I don't want it to take up 30 minutes of a direct.
Oh yeah, not even that game.
Like, I love the idea, but I want to see more. I want to see something.
How about a trailer and then more later?
Yeah, that would pick at my brain a little bit. That would go a long way for me to think.
I just realized I have to die. I have to die to prevent my misery on the day of E3 because I thought Skyward Sword HD came out like the 28th of May. It comes out in July, which means they're going to show it at E3.
Oh my gosh, man.
Because the reason I know they're gonna do this is because that's like the big grandiose Zelda game that hasn't been around for 10 years. You know what they did this with a couple years ago? Mario Tennis Aces. I think a week before it came out, maybe a day before it came out, they showed one more trailer with nothing new, and it took up like 4 minutes. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've been waiting a year for E3,
yeah,
and you're just getting into it, 4 minutes is a lot of time in the mind of a small soy boy.
I think Nintendo really has to be careful because it's not only are we slowly getting out of this whole pandemic situation, but we are also very pent up with like excitement, and we're like waiting, bated breath and all. So they have the chance to either really shock us and make us in shock and awe, or they have the opportunity to really just do nothing. That's the scary thing, is that there could be a lot of disappointed groans out there if they linger on Skyward Sword.
I think it's worth pointing out too, some fans may still feel like we've been high and dry on news, but one, we had a direct earlier this year, and I know it wasn't super big for everybody, but that's just how directs are. It's not meant to be entertaining. It's a series of commercials. It's going to be hit or miss. It's weird when people rate them like movies. It's just, did you like what was announced or not? It's not a TV show.
For instance, insert name here simulator.
Right.
I never get excited for those, but it's like, okay, well, they're showing it.
Yeah. Like, it's fine.
They're showing it, and they're saying, this is on Switch in this date. And it's like, got it.
But a lot of people might still feel like we have not gotten a lot of news, when really, between the time of, like, last summer/fall and now, the news output has been pretty standard. At this point, we're really back to what it used to be. And I think a lot of people have maybe forgotten that, no, we don't get constant, super big announcements like every 8 days. Like, having one direct and then having to wait till E3 is pretty standard. Now, people can still feel a little pent up and frustrated because of that, but I think at that point, yes, Nintendo should try and make the best presentation they can. But especially when you're a Nintendo fan,
yes,
you gotta temper your expectations, man.
Yeah. It's all fun in video games until your fans get disappointed.
It's all fun and games until you show the Dark Crystal.
Yes, it is. It very much is.
I thought I had hit a joint before I started that drink. I'm like, who put something in my drink? Who's this Freddy Freaker ass? That was
Freddy Freaker.
That was crazy.
It's true.
I had not thought about the Dark Crystal in 18 years.
But here's the thing. That was shock value, and that's exactly what Nintendo wanted.
It was
Nintendo wanted
great.
your shock value for
And then
that purpose.
and then-
Just shock.
And then they showed the top-down Mafia shooter that was all gray and red. It was also the direct where we got Breath of the Wild 2
Yes.
and 2 Smash characters.
Yes.
And boy, that got me wet.
I think that was also the direct where they had the like really
Ooh.
cool Resident Evil trailer where they were like in a haunted house or something like that. It was interesting. It was just a trailer.
Not for Nintendo, but yeah, that was the announcement of Resident Evil Village. That's right. That was a very good trailer.
I liked it. I'm just saying.
Man who hates Sony. You're right.
Hates Sony, yeah, right. But it's like
I'm even dabbling into PlayStation lately, so.
I'm dabbling into everything, but I know more about Nintendo. It's
Yeah.
one thing I will predict as far as Zelda and Directs, because we've kind of gotten off topic. As far as Zelda and Directs, what I want to see is 100% Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
Of course. That's the bare minimum.
That's
you have to do
the
that
bare
at least.
fucking minimum. If they don't do that, then what the fuck?
If we don't get anything else, it'll be disappointing, but it'll also be a relief. Like, at least they remembered.
Yes,
Like,
at least they
haven't
remembered.
forgotten.
My head will hurt if they don't mention this, but I will absolutely fucking say it. Ocarina of Time. I like Ocarina of Time. Like okay.
Most people do. You're okay.
No. Well, okay. Here's where people will argue with me. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think it is very, very good. I think it's a very, like, if you love story, fuck yeah, because I do love story. If you don't love story, you're gonna be fucking bored.
Yeah, and that's why I would rather play, like, Link to the Past.
Yes, and that's a totally viable, acceptable option.
Right.
But Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I've never played Majora's Mask. It's been on 3DS. Bring it to fucking Switch because Switch is super popular. I want that. And here's the thing. I don't even, like, they had Ocarina of Time on 3DS. I don't even care. I don't even care if they update how it looks. I would be 100% fine with playing it how it looked because that's how I played it.
I would really hope it's at least widescreen Mr. Mario 64.
Okay, Ocarina of Time was widescreen. I think it was. I thought I could have remembered that I played it without stretching out the TV, and it was widescreen.
Maybe from the GameCube release.
Yes, because that's the one I play.
Okay, that's why.
Yes, so.
But they're not doing the GameCube version. They're doing the N64 version,
No,
so it has to be super crusty.
They're doing the N64 Gold Card version, so no one can play. We're releasing this new game. No one can have it.
So, yeah, I don't think Ocarina and Majora need any big updates. But yeah, I'd like to see those, hopefully in like a 2-pack. Or just both. Just some way I can get both games. Just like, I don't know, like widescreen, some light touch-ups, maybe up to 720 or 1080p.
That'd be fine.
You know, not redoing textures.
See, I don't know about you.
I can't get over how they did Mario 64 dirty in All Stars. I don't even like that game. But like, you can't even upscale it to HD.
Here's the thing, and here's the problem.
There's always a thing, Mr. Miyamoto. There's always a thing.
Yeah,
Give it to me.
Miyamoto. But like, he's on my list. But like,
wait,
not my hit list. He's on my list of people to like complain about.
Okay.
No, my list. If I ever say my list, that means list of people that I will have problems with.
Okay.
Like, I like Miyamoto. He's still on my fucking list. But like, I like certain other people. I can't think of any others. But like, my point is like, the way they did Mario 64 dirty, I feel, is they could have gone one of two directions. They went down the road that they made. Problem is, they created a new path. They created a problem. The good way to do it would have been to pick one of the roads. One of the roads being full-scale redo of how it looks, being up the frame rate and up the visuals into high def. Other way would be keep it classic. Keep it classic, everything classic. It's gonna look like crap, but people played it like that. That's
Right.
just how it was. But they created their own path where it's this weird misdirection. And that's the problem that I see with Ocarina of Time. It's like, okay, they can't just upscale the frame rate or fix the lighting. They have to go one way or another. And I'm completely fine with them going that way, one way or another. I don't want them to go in between the lines.
Right.
Because then it creates this separation of like, they didn't go far enough, but they kept what I liked, and it's like playing it safe to a degree where it's annoying.
I have a problem with it when you're doing this shit for an anniversary of this supposedly legendary, super important to your company, billions of dollars worth IP, and you do less work than literally one guy in Kansas can do on his computer in like 2 months and release a mod for free. By the way, don't emulate. Here, pay $60 for something that you could program yourself better if
No.
you learned.
Not only that, but like, look at fucking Shovel Knight. They got like what, 12 people? Like 20 at this point maybe? And they created a fucking baller game. And it's like, what, you can't release some ported games? like it is not fun. I'm going to say this. It is really not fun to drip feed your fan base. It's not. It is absolute fuckery.
Look, it's probably really unfortunate for companies because it's just stuff that they legitimately probably feel they shouldn't have to or don't want to do. But when games are so easy to emulate and you are telling us, don't emulate, don't do it, no, we don't want that, support our company, you gotta come up with a good reason for us to want to support you.
Mm-hmm.
If your $60 product is inferior to the 20-year-old game I can download for free and apply as many mods as I want to, sorry, that sucks. It does. But I would hope that you want my money and my respect instead of just my money.
Yeah.
So if it takes 6 more people on the team and like 8 more months, just upscale it to 720 and not 480 because we're in the age of these fucking curved ass TVs. You can go to 720. It won't hurt me. Please.
Yeah.
And then I will give you way too much money for the really basic thing that's been a standard for 15 years. I'll give you $100.
Here's the problem. And here's what I bring up, because I know you're about to go off, but
No, I'm done. I'm deflating.
Here's my problem is, they put all this effort and hard work into a series. The problem with that is, they feel their work can now rely on the fact that the previous work was a success. You can't rely on that when that's all you go for. Breath of the Wild is a nice escape for The Legend of Zelda. Do I think that they should do that from every game going forth? No. I think that it is a game made for those who love open world exploration, but I know a lot of the dungeon fans were pissed. I know a lot of people who were just biting their nails hoping like, oh my gosh, please let there be dungeons. No, don't just be these mini fucking things.
Yeah.
And it was, and they had their problems. They very much did, but it's like, that game I love because it's what I want. And that's a nice thing to want. It's what you got, it's what you want. Thank you. But remember these other people. Remember that these people aren't just here to look at your fan. I'm sick of seeing fucking 8-bit pixel Mario. I'm fucking sick of him. I hate him. I see him everywhere. He's in fucking Mario Odyssey. Fuck that. I wear the fucking Mario 64 outfit because I'm a man. because
I'm a man, but I'm not an old man.
Yeah. I'm enough to play games, but like, the point of the matter is that when you get down to it, I don't want to see the very first Legend of Zelda game upscaled. I don't want to see like
Right.
them brag about their super old stuff. I want to see them really embrace what the fans want, which is Ocarina of Time, which is Majora's Mask, which is these 3D Zeldas.
It's still nostalgia, but we have been in an age for I don't know, like 5-ish to 10 maybe years. We are past NES and SNES era nostalgia. We are now in N64 / GameCube, PS1, PS2, Dreamcast, that kind of era of nostalgia.
Didn't it come out recently that the GameCube is like a decade or two old now or something?
It's 20 years old.
Yeah, it's 20 years old, and yeah, fucking.
That's the like age for nostalgia. Like 20 years,
Yes.
Start kind of bringing it back.
That's the thing, is that N64 GameCube, stick to that.
Yeah.
It is not criminal to look at a game and say, okay, I like this game, let's release it back. But when it's the same fucking thing that you've done, and it's a sprite on a wall that you've posted there and said, we can't deviate from that, then it's a problem.
Right.
When you look at 8-bit pixel Mario at the fucking head of your studio, and you realize that you're not able to deviate from anything like that, you grow a little hate.
And I don't think that is their philosophy, but it's certainly how it comes off.
Yes, I don't believe it's their philosophy either, but I think that they just need to
embrace the 3D era more.
Like, listen, Mario Italian representation here.
What?
Throw pasta at the wall. See what sticks. See if it sticks or not. If it doesn't, it's not for Mario.
But it does stick because the money.
The money. Yeah.
What the fuck have we been talking about? Okay, so
that was our Zelda.
You think we're okay? I think we've been on the same page for a long time to kind of wrap this segment up. We both think we're getting Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Yes.
We both think we're getting Ocarina and Majora.
Yes. Yep.
I think that's gonna be about it.
I think that's the line. They're not gonna cross it past that. And if they do,
which is fine, that would be enough.
They don't need to do anything as far as Adventures of Link or the very first Zelda. Those are already on Switch. They don't need to do anything.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people bring up the idea of like a Zelda 99 or Zelda 40, and like, yeah, sure, I guess, whatever. I don't care.
I don't see the purpose in that. I don't see how that would work. I guess I don't see how that would work.
I'm sure they could make it work if they want to, but I'm not very interested in the idea. Just because what Tetris, Pac-Man, and Mario 1 all have in common is they're faster paced than Zelda 1. So I don't think it would work for a kind of, oh, let me sit down and play this quick little kind of multiplayer game for like 15 minutes. I don't know. I never know.
But nevertheless, moving on. What else do you think we'll see? I think we've covered the big topics. I think we've covered. I am not okay. I'm just gonna say this. I do not. I am planning nothing on Metroid Prime 4. I am not ever going to. When that comes out is when I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to predict anything.
I'm not sure I can really say how much I expect it, but I'm really hoping we can just get a story trailer. No gameplay, because they've look, even if they rewrote the story when they restart development, you know what the story is 2 years later.
Yes.
Least we can get is like a 40-second trailer showing us like a silhouette of an antagonist or something.
Yeah.
Something. I know we're probably not going to see gameplay for a while.
Her looking out of a ship and then seeing a bad guy or something.
Yeah, something relative to the game, not just like, oh, it's Samus's ship in space and that's it. Like
Takes
something
off her helmet.
that tells me what the game is going to be about. Is Phazon coming back? Is that Silex motherfucker coming back? What, are we going to a new planet? What does it look like? Something. Please. You can do that much. Maybe, I think. I think you can. I don't know.
Can No.
And then if I gotta wait another year for gameplay, all right, but I can't just have the blue 4
It's drip
in my
feeding.
head.
You can't just keep being drip fed. It's like
That's not drip feeding if the last drip was a rainfall in 1989.
No, but you're looking for the drips. You're looking for the news. You're looking for outlets.
In the Sahara Desert.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what sucks. We're hoping to at least find a bowl of water. And that bowl of water contains at least visual images.
Yes. And also, that bowl is locked up in Nintendo's You can't say that. Why is that? Why? Why is my tongue turning? My tongue's corrupted by Phazon.
Listen, corrupted by Phazon.
Yes.
Phazon confirmed for return. Moving on.
I want them to do something new because all 3 games are kind of tied around Phazon.
Oh.
And I want them to do something else. I know you don't have any stakes in that because you haven't played the Prime series.
Never, but I would like
all
to.
3 games are about the space pirates fucking with Phazon, and then Dark Samus, and then finding the source of the Phazon, destroying it. I want to move on to something else.
All right, really quick before we touch off this subject. Metroid Prime Trilogy. Is that in the future? You know what I've been seeing a lot of lately is that.
Oh, are we gonna get into this?
What?
Give me the peppers. I want the spice.
Go for it.
So, were you gonna bring up the whole? So there's this guy on Twitter that worked on the Prime games.
No, I wasn't gonna go into that. But what were you gonna go into?
So
I was gonna go into something completely different.
Some guy that worked on the Prime. He at least worked on Prime 3, which, if you don't know, that was made for the Wii, whereas the first 2 were made for GameCube. Prime 3 has a lot of Wii motion control gimmicks in its gameplay. And, like, the way that you control that game, like, moving the Wiimote to control the camera and stuff, that's how Prime Trilogy works. You can play that with a GameCube controller or Wiimote. Prime 3, you have to use the Wiimote. That game only. The other 2 you can play with normal controllers. And this guy was saying you would have to rework a lot from the ground up, controls-wise, to make Prime 3 compatible with a Nintendo Switch port. And a lot of people have been saying, oh, so he's deconfirming it then. Or some people are like, oh, I guess it's impossible now. I don't know why people are having either of these takes. First of all, he's a guy.
Yeah,
Just
really.
leave him low. But second of all, that's not a hard deconfirmation because I think he specifically says something like, it would probably take like a team of 5 people like a whole year to redo this and make the controls compatible. Yeah, that's called a port.
Yes.
A lot of ports have a small team and they take a year or so. That's what a port is. So, really, the obvious answer, you nut jobs freaking out all over Twitter, is if they want to bring it to Switch, they will. And if they don't, then they won't. So nothing has changed because of some guy who worked for Retro Studios 10 years ago. And his points are valid, but it's just, man.
It's just people blowing up.
Everything's always black and white. There's never just a middle ground. It's always, oh, it's going to happen, or oh, it's impossible, deconfirm. It's never just maybe, like everything really always is.
Yeah.
Anyway, man. Remember I said I haven't had my coffee yet?
Yeah.
I don't think I need one. What were you going to talk about?
I was going to talk about,
With Prime Trilogy.
No, I was talking about something different.
Oh, okay.
Nintendo Switch in general.
What'd you talk about?
Willis. But there have been a lot of... now I got you. But, there have been a lot of obvious things about a lot of news about Switch Pro. I've considered this. I have read every article I need to really on it. But my biggest thing is I don't think it's going to be a whole new Switch. I think if anything it would be a new dock. And I can see it, but I'm not relying on it. Like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, finally, Like, they're
Like
gonna...
just a new dock that can make the TV mode better,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. But
So what I've been seeing or hearing is some people think that a lot of people have the wrong idea, and really this is just going to be a quiet, like, it's not a big announcement, it's just going to be a Switch revision. And, the same kind of console revision where it's not an announcement, really, it's just they make a tiny little news announcement about it, but not like they're not advertising as a new system. It's just making a better model. Not with all these crazy enhancements, just little touches.
yeah.
And then they just release that version, and the old Switch model goes out of circulation. And I'm wondering if that's what it's going to be.
It could be. It could very well be like a Switch, like for instance, PS4 between PS4 Pro, Switch Pro.
Not even that much. No. Like, it's not going to be released as a new thing. It's just going to be like when you buy a new Switch in like December of 2021. Now you're just getting this kind, and this is the Switch you're going to be getting forever. It's not going to have a name. It's not going to have new packaging. It's just a new model that's a little bit improved over the last one.
That would suck.
But see, here's the thing. Well, yes, it would. I would love a bigger Switch revision. Don't get me wrong. That's what I want. It's just an idea that I've been hearing. I thought was interesting. But they've already done a silent revision for the Switch. Ever since like 2019, they've been selling a model with better battery life. You can't buy the first model like new now, unless like someone bought it and hasn't opened it yet. But if you go to a store that Nintendo has supplied with their new stock, you're not getting that first one. You're getting the newer Switch model with that better battery life, and like nothing else is different. So I'm wondering if they could just be like a silent revision where at some point all the new ones are just the TV output might be better because of something internal in the system instead of the dock.
Yeah.
But I don't know, boo-boo. I just thought it was an interesting idea. I want to hear what you thought. As boring as it is.
I don't like it. I'm just going to say that. I don't like it. I would like them to do something like PS4 has done with the PS4. Do you know what's different between PS4 and PS4 Pro?
No.
Better image. That's it.
That's all I want.
That's really it. And that's all I think needs to be done with a Switch Pro is just better image. That's it.
That is the one thing is there's been at least one.
By the way, I know a lot of people are going to fight me on saying like, oh, that's not the only thing they did. It's basically what they did.
It's the big noteworthy thing.
It's that they made. It's that PS4 games don't run at 4K. PS4 Pro runs at 4K.
There is something else to kind of counteract that whole thing I talked about. I like playing devil's advocate. I like bringing up as many points as possible, trying to find the middle ground, the average.
Yeah. All the minute
details. You can find something in that.
Yeah.
I do not remember who this was, but there was some like game dev or someone from a game developing company on Twitter that had kind of quietly leaked that Nintendo has been telling developers for the last couple of months to like a year, hey, if you're making games for our system, get them ready for better specs.
Okay.
Get them ready to run at maybe a better frame rate or higher resolution. It was something along those lines. So the Switch is going to be getting some kind of update, and it's just a matter of, is it going to be advertised as a new model? What is it going to look like?
That would definitely be interesting.
So there's something coming.
Yeah, maybe not even E3.
Yeah, I don't think it would be an announcement at E3 either way. Even if it is like a Switch Pro, like best case scenario, it's a whole brand new model, and the old model gets cheaper, and this is the new one. I don't think they make that announcement at E3. I think E3 is for software.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I can't think of really many other topics to break down.
Really, there's a big one that I'm kind of surprised you haven't brought up yet.
What?
Pokemon.
I was
especially since what day is today?
Tis this
May 24th.
24th.
We should be getting a Pokemon Direct soon. Because they usually, most years I believe, they do their own presentation like a week or two before E3. So we probably have one coming real soon if they're going to do something like that this year. And we could finally be seeing more on the Diamond and Pearl remakes. If I had to guess, I think we are going to get a presentation soon. I think it's just going to be on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to show anything for Legends Arceus. I think it's a little too soon for that because that game is coming so much later anyway.
Yep.
And probably not any other games. Probably just like 10-15 minutes of showing off like what's new and what's different in BDSP.
Which I'm sure they'll include something new, but it's going to be a little detail. Like they did with Link's Awakening and the dungeon building.
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually how Pokemon Company does this. They do their own presentation very, very quickly before E3, and then they will show off those games on like the E3 show floor, and they might play it in like the treehouse. Because that's what they did for Sword and Shield. We got like a presentation like June 1st, around that time. And then 2 weeks later at E3, they played a demo at E3.
Yeah.
They just don't include it in the Direct, or at least not very much.
Yeah.
Which I always like. That just means more room for other stuff, you know? More third party, more indies, announce a new Mario game, whatever. But I don't think we're gonna get anything really crazy from BDSP.
No.
I think we would have seen a hint of something really big in the initial trailer, and we really didn't. I think these are going to be pretty cut and dry revisions of those games, just with a lot of quality of life updates. I'd be happy to learn about more, and that would be great for just a little like 10-15 minute video, but I don't think there's really going to be anything else. So I'd say maybe don't get your hopes up for that kind of thing.
I agree.
But yeah, I hope we see more of those games because I'm so cautiously optimistic about them, and I want my doubts to be stomped on.
You are the big Pokemon fan here.
Yes.
I like Pokemon. I am not. I have not kept up with any history of Pokemon. I played Diamond and Pearl when I was really little because those were the big games that my brother had. I got them passed down to me. I like those games, and I'm kind of excited to play them on Switch again. It's a nice difference, but it's like, aside from that, I'm not a big Pokemon fanatic. And
Right.
You have much more authority to talk about this stuff.
Authority. Here's my license.
Well, okay.
It's shaped like a master ball.
Based on your history with the Pokemon.
Yes, that franchise has carried me through my life.
Yes.
That and Sonic. God, what two awful choices.
Hey, I had I had Zelda and a few Sega games. Like, I had Billy Hatcher.
Gintegg.
Yep. Which I could never figure out as a kid what they were saying. I never figured that out.
Well, they're saying Gint Egg.
Yeah, but I never figured it out. Because it was so unintelligible.
It's a spiced egg dish from Norway.
Yes, obviously.
Usually served with sausage.
Mm-hmm. It's a breakfast.
Billy Hatcher remake at E3?
I would actually hate that because everything would look stupid.
And unfortunately, that's a really good segue because I need to look up if Sega's gonna be at E3.
Oh yeah.
And now we can talk about the only Sega IP that matters, and also the only one that sucks. Coincidentally, Sonic the Hedgehog. Man, I love this guy. I hate this guy. I love this guy. Have we talked about Sonic? Let's talk about Sonic. Let's talk about my actual father in childhood.
We talked about Sonic. I've been dying to talk about Sonic all the fucking day.
I have actually been thinking about Sonic nonstop.
Really?
Which is, I mean, that's always been the case in my life. That's not anything new, but
That's alarming.
I've been thinking extra hard about it for like the past 3 weeks.
Okay. You think we are doomed to see a new Sonic game? Or get like a trailer for one?
Well, first, let me see. Sega will be at E3 2021 I don't think that means they're going to have their own presentation because they never have before. Usually they just have one or two announcements in like Sony's thing or Microsoft's thing or Nintendo's thing, and that's it.
I want the worst Sonic game of all time.
Can you fuck off?
No.
We've had that 3 times in a row. I can't do it again.
I want it real bad because then the fandom will have no choice but to admit it's bad. Because
we've been doing that for years.
You don't get it. There are those who say, I like this, but I don't like this. That's what they're saying. It's like, I like this thing, but I don't like this thing. I want where you use your Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I want to use the Nintendo... Like, I want a 3D Sonic game where you use your Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, and it's all motion controlled. Already bad. It's all motion controlled, and... when you shake the left one, his right foot takes a step. When you do the right foot, it takes a step, and you have to go super fast in order to make him run.
Just because we're in your house, that doesn't mean I can't kick you out. Listen. It's cute. Haha, funny joke. Bad Sonic game. Get it? Because we haven't had that before. Listen. We can get into my whole history with Sonic another day. But
oh, we will.
You ever heard the expression 1-2 punch? We've had a 1-2-3-4 punch with Sonic in the last couple of years because we had Lost World, and then we had Rise of Lyric. I don't care if it wasn't developed by Sonic Team. They pushed it hard. Sega pushed it hard. I'm gonna count it. It's another thing on Sonic's track record.
Yep.
Lost World, Rise of Lyric, iffy game, awful game. Then we had Mania, which is literally just a fan game with a budget, and it's a fucking 10 out of 10 game. And then 3 months after that, we had Forces, another mediocre Sonic Team game.
Keep in mind, I think it was okay, but I don't think it was great.
That's the thing, is yes, it is okay. It's not the worst in any real regard, but it's just bad enough in so many keen different ways that I'm just sick of it. I don't care if it's not the worst thing ever. This is still below my expectations. And, you know, you could say, oh, well, you're being entitled. Nah, I don't know if I want to use the E word, though, because this is a product I'm paying for.
Yeah,
I'm not asking for it for free. I'm asking to
like,
give me a reason.
Can I have my money mean something?
Yes. And obviously I could just not buy the game, but like, for how long can I say, no, I'd rather just not have Sonic be good?
Yeah.
Forces is not the worst in most ways, but it's just bad enough after this period of time where the best Sonic game was made by some literal who's off the streets of America, that Sonic Team was like, oh, fine, just do it. Yeah. I can't take this anymore.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And even then, as good as Mania is at nostalgia panders,
yeah,
a lot of it is cute Easter eggs, but like it was a mandate from Sega. You need a lot of returning zones in this game.
Yeah.
And then the 4 original zones they have out of the 12 are the best parts about that game. I mean, all the game is fun to play. The level design is fantastic. But
it's like that mandate.
Green Hill again, Chemical Plant again. I'm surprised, I'm shocked that game doesn't have Sky Sanctuary. I really am. They chose Lava Reef instead. I love it.
It's like that mandate where DC had a mandate to include more apes in all their comics. We don't need that.
Okay.
We don't.
We're gonna move on.
Yes, I know.
So speaking of apes, Donkey Kong!
Yes, that has been actually talked about a little bit. But I don't know what to say on it.
I felt God grab my hair and pull my head this way. There's your segue. Go get it. Okay.
For those who can't see, which is everyone, he meant right. When he said it this way.
That was very important. Thank you for the added context.
No problem. Well, if anyone looks at this and thinks, well, what direction?
Yeah, what if?
Listen, hey, you're the one that always likes to pick at the minor details.
And speaking of dumb fat apes who don't know directions, Miyamoto
Oh my god.
is not going to be involved in the next Donkey Kong game.
Oh jeez.
There has been very recent, like last week or two, talks about Nintendo internally making a new Donkey Kong game and not Retro. Please no, don't let Retro develop 2 games at a time, because if Metroid Prime 4 sucks, I'm ripping off my cock and sending it to Nintendo of Japan. I wonder if we could see that, because I believe this year is Donkey Kong's 40th.
Really?
Yes. It's many games, like Big 5 or Big O anniversaries this year, and Donkey Kong, I believe, is among them as his 40th.
Okay.
I do wonder, that almost makes me wonder if it really is going to be a bigger, like, platforming game, or if it's just going to be a cute little thing, like I've heard people talk about the idea of a Donkey Kong 40, which I actually really like.
That would be fine.
If you're going to do another, like, 35 or 99 game or whatever, I feel like the original Donkey Kong's a good fit.
Oh yeah, it is.
But I do wonder if it might just be a smaller game like that, or if it is going to be a fully blown platformer. It'd be interesting because the last 2 Donkey Kong Country games have been made by Retro. So, oh, and then yeah, the big one before that, Donkey Kong 64, that was made by Rare. Well, and then so were the first 3. So if they're doing a big Donkey Kong platformer instead of like an arcade style thing, that might be like Nintendo's first time doing that.
Okay.
Through like internal studio. I don't really have much stake in this. I'm not huge into Donkey Kong. Tropical Freeze is the only one I've played. I like it. That's all I got. Look, man, I didn't have anything big for this. I just remembered it on the fly.
No, that's fine. No, I'm just thinking.
And it better be.
There's not much that I can really say that I'm looking for or looking forward to. I don't expect anything from Splatoon 3.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. But
I'm really not keeping my eye on it because as someone who's never played Splatoon but wants to, I'm just kind of an observer right now.
Yeah. Well, okay, the trailer said 2022, right?
I think so. I believe it did.
Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna have to wait a while for news on that.
Yep.
Just because we're unlucky, because we're Nintendo fans. Leave luck to heaven. And everything's hell.
Yeah. But
I'm so mean to Nintendo when I suck their cock constantly with my wallet. It's one or the other, and it just changes depending on my mood.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. That's true, but what we're gonna do?
I wouldn't say it's a hard pass for the Direct, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
But,
I never talked about my thing with Sonic.
Oh
I just
yeah,
realized.
that's true.
There's been I'm gonna say it with a hard R again. I'm sorry. There's been rumor lately that Ryan he broke out of a cold sweat.
He broke out of a cold sweat.
There's been a rumor that this is where you can just take a nap because Grandpa's gonna talk about classic Sonic. And I know you don't give the slightest of a fuck.
Yeah.
There's been talks that Sonic 3 will finally be getting a re-release because you may not know this. That game has had legal issues behind the scenes, and Sega won't talk about it. That's because Michael Jackson helped compose some of the tracks for that game, and Sonic 3 has not seen many re-releases since like the mid-2000s, and we're almost positive that's why, because Sega did not credit Michael Jackson in the final product. Like, Michael Jackson dropped out of the project voluntarily, but the tracks he composed were left in.
Gotcha.
And I think the Jackson estate has been pissed ever since. But the rumor goes that the head of the Jackson estate, I believe MJ's father, has passed recently, and the new head of the estate has been talking with Sega, giving them the okay to re-release the game. But the other thing that's really weird about Sonic 3 is the 3 levels in that game that do have songs composed by MJ have original versions just from like Sega's composers. And these songs were revealed in a beta that came out and leaked like last year. So if they wanted to just include those songs instead and avoid the copyright altogether, they could.
They could.
And it might piss off some fans. I say, look, if you've been wanting Sonic 3 this bad, you'll get it any way you can.
Yeah, really.
And so will I.
Yeah.
I can't... Look, it's bad enough we're not getting any adventure nostalgia. Or not a lot of it. That's bad enough. I can't just do Sonic 1 and 2 for a million years. I can't.
Same with Mario.
Same with Mario. Like, at least complete the circle Sonic 3. We even did CD. We had a re-release of CD. And then Sonic 1 and 2 got ports because the CD one was so good. And 3's just been missing. I have to play that game non-widescreen fucking 240p every time, bro. Give me Sonic 3. I mean, they've ported SA1 and SA2 before. Let's do that again. Maybe some touch-ups this time.
That'd be nice.
Or something for adventure. Because I know we need to move past classic. Maybe not.
Fucking Chow Garden.
Yes. I don't want to say we move past classic Sonic as a whole because it's the only gameplay style that hasn't been tarnished out of all of them.
Yeah.
But we can still have that classic Sonic gameplay around without it being nostalgia pandering. Because it's been since Sonic 3 since we've had an original title for it. So let's just pull a Mega Man, right? Like you have the core series, you have X, you have Battle Network, you have ZX. And all these franchises keep doing their own thing. Let's have a classic Sonic game without Green Hill. Likewise, if we see SA3 and the first stage is fucking City Escape, it's going to be the same thing.
I will groan. I will really question why they bothered to make another game and have City Escape in it.
We've already had Green Hill and Chemical Plant and many things classic, modern, and otherwise. And I feel like it's just going to move on to City Escape and Emerald Coast.
I would groan, but if it's fun, why not?
Right, and that's how Mania is too. Is like, yes, a lot of those stages are rehashed, but they play with some level gimmicks in interesting ways. The level design is excellent throughout that game through and through. That game is still a blast. You could argue it's better than any of the classic games. Even if you're running through a lot of the same environments. It is fun. Devil's advocate, you could just do that with new shit.
Yes, that's true.
My hope is that Mania was like a test run. Like Sonic Team wanted to see, okay, can we trust these guys? And I definitely think we're getting another classic Sonic game, probably from that team. And I think Sonic Team's going to be smart enough, for once, to give them a little more leeway. Okay, we're going to be mostly hands-off. We'll check in with you guys once in a while. Yeah. Do your own thing.
Okay, alright. That's not a bad idea.
I should have mentioned that rumored Sonic 3 release is going to be part of a collection. And it has been a little bit since we've seen a Sonic collection.
That's fine. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
I'd be fine for a little Sonic collection.
One that you won't care about because it's not 3D, so it sucks.
That's not my thinking. My thinking is like I just grew up on those games. That's why I like them. But I would be open to playing them if we ever listen. I know that we've talked about me and you behind the scenes have talked about Let's Plays and stuff. If that were a thing, yeah, sure, I'd play it.
I'm just in a weird spot. I know we need to move on. I'll make this quick. I'm in a weird spot because I was introduced to the adventure era. That's when I came into Sonic as a little kid. Was like, I played SA2 on my GameCube, and then the SA1 port came out, and then I played Mega Collection, and I played the classic games, and I thought they were weird. And then as the franchise kind of went on through like the mid and late 2000s, I kept going back to the classic games here and there, and I grew more fond of them kind of equally. And then I realized for their time, these games were way better made than any fucking Sonic game since. Oh my god.
Is this a good analogy? Do you think that like Sonic games are a lot like a Hot Wheels track?
What does that mean?
Like typically with a Hot Wheels track, the way I see it is your cars are designed to go fast. There's always either a gimmick or a track, and you always are meant to go on that track, and that's fun, and you can play with that for a while. But eventually, maybe a month down the road, you're like, okay, now that toy just sits.
Well, yeah, Sonic games are always going to be kind of small in scope.
But that my thing is that like I guess okay, I'm not even saying a month. I'm saying like a week. Like within a week you want something new because that's what I feel like Sonic fans have been is like Sonic fans have not really been able to hold on to any game and say this is
because we keep going back to the ones from 1994 and 2001.
Exactly. But like they can't Sonic fans can't hold a game and say this is definitive Sonic in 3D or anything.
Because Sonic's tried so many things. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's inherently true. I think it might be kind of ish true now. I don't know. Just look. I think the best designed Sonic games are probably like 2 and 3 because they're very just kind of cut and dry. Like they know what they're doing. They know what the gameplay is like. They know what the level design is going to be, and they keep it very simple. Adventure games are where they add more experimentation. They add, oh, here's a mini game where you're flying in a plane. Oh, here's Big. Oh, here's Amy, and that's fine. I don't think SA1 and SA2 are refined. I think they're a lot of fun. I think SA2 is more refined, but the Adventure series never had time to have its Sonic 3. They got halfway, and then they went to Heroes. Adventure 2 is a great step in the right direction, but it's not. It's only the best Sonic Adventure game because there's 2. You understand? And I think if they can get it right, SA3 can be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Mania. Like, we gave Classic Sonic another shot, and we surpassed Sonic 3. Again, besides nostalgia pandering, like, everything else about that game is great, because they just keep it simple. Here's Adventure 3. Here's a solid story. Here's, like, 4 characters to play as. Here's how their gameplay's like. Just keep it simple. Have a focus. That's Sonic Team's whole issue is they don't know where to take Sonic anymore. And then Mania showed them you have a guy that has a vision and he knows how to execute it, and you can just go. So now we just need a Christian Whitehead for Adventure. No, that's his name. That's not a joke.
That's great.
I know, Pimple. That's one of the big guys behind Mania. It's just like 4 like really like they know why Classic Sonic's good. They've been making hacks for years. If we can just get a team like that for Adventure.
Yeah.
And now I'll shut up about Sonic for the next 4 hours, and I'll be back on this shit again, talking to myself in the car. I'm not crazy. I haven't had my meds. I remembered another thing for E3 that's going to make you sad after Grandpa talking about Classic Sonic for a million years.
Wow.
So first you're bored, and now you're depressed. Team Cherry said Silk Song's not going to be at E3.
I remember that. I saw.
Okay.
I saw that.
I'm glad I didn't have to make you cry live on stream, right here, right now.
Live on pod stream, cast, whatever.
Great.
I'm wondering if we should expect anything else. I think we've basically touched bases on all of it.
At least all the franchises we care about.
Yeah.
Monolith Soft. Do you think we're gonna see whatever their new project is? Because
they said they were working on Zelda.
Oh, that's true. Probably not their whole team.
Not their whole team, but I don't know if it's wise right now to think that. I don't think we're gonna see anything new.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think other than the main things we've discussed, I think we're more likely to see some Animal Crossing items for Zelda's 35th anniversary.
They said some updates coming up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see some Animal Crossing. I'm sure we'll see...
Oh, wait a minute. I just saw something. I'm kind of surprised we didn't bring this up either.
Well, this will be our final topic. How about that?
I think it's a good one to end it off on.
Okay.
So we've never talked about Smash Bros. Before.
Never.
Okay. Do you think it's time for a new Mario game? Last one was 2017.
Last one's 2017. That's very true.
3D, 2D, whatever.
In my mind, as a fan, I say yes. In my mind, if I were corporate, I would say wait a year.
Why?
I would say wait a year because there's a lot of Mario content right now.
Oh yeah, we are still kind of...
People are still soaking on 3D All-Stars. People are still soaking on 3D World.
That's true.
We have a lot, I think, enough to keep us until 2022.
I hadn't thought about it like that.
My preference, I would like to see something, of course, but I think it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for now.
Yeah, I see what you mean, because I could see that, like, if they want to show off a teaser trailer even, usually for Mario they don't do that a year and a half ahead of the game's release.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, I can see that. I don't really have any counter arguments.
Okay.
I think part of the issue is we just don't know what their schedule's going to be, but that's kind of why we have E3.
Yeah.
Is so that, you know, like, oh, we have like one direct and maybe like a presentation for a specific series like Pokemon or Zelda in the first half, and then E3, and then we have a good idea of what the rest of the year is, because it's usually what E3 is here's a good chunk of announcements for the rest of the year, maybe some stuff for the year after that, and we get like a direct or two later on in the year that are more specific about what we're getting in like the fall and winter.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, well, I won't speak for Ryan. We're both idiots.
Yes. But I agree. So you can speak for me.
Okay.
That being said, we hope you enjoyed whatever this was. And if you like it, then hey, cool.
I almost had to kill you.
I was not going where you think I was going. That was literally what I was going to do. Just, if you like it, hey, thanks. Like, this is all of this trial. This is a trial. This is
brand new Terry for us. This is brand new territory.
This is brand new Terry and Smash for us.
Terry Bogard is great.
He is great.
Come on. This is brand new territory for both of us. We've never done anything like this. We've both just been neckbeards for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're here for some reason. And
if you like it, hey, cool. But if you don't, hey, cool. That's fine. We just if you care, then say hi, and that's it. That being said, this will conclude the Halfmoon podcast, which we'll probably name something else down the road. I'm not entirely sure, but I will definitely bring it up with Drew. He's right there.
Right. So we're both on the same foot that the next episode is going to be me talking about why Sonic sucks for 3.5 hours.
Yes.
And then we never make anything ever again.
Obviously. So I think that this is a good note to end on. Not a particularly Sonic-friendly one, but it's good. So, that being said, I'm Ryan.
I'm Drew. And I love Sonic, I promise. I want to suck his cock every day. Well...
Before Drew talks himself into a coma, let's just agree that we're not going to get any hate about Sonic, because there's enough of that. Have a good one.
This is why I'm not allowed to talk on the podcast.
That's fine. You're here anyways.
Great.
We hope you enjoy.
Okay.